Hi, I'm Jason Sterling. I'm a member of the EA Creator Network. Welcome back to the adventure that is Enchanted by Nature. Okay, we're starting this episode taking a quick look at this fairy house. The interesting thing about it is you can put it into your inventory. I did not do it here, but I was thinking about it. You can put it into your inventory, and then anytime you need to like recharge your emotional energy and stuff, which is going to come in real handy for next episode. But whenever you need to recharge your energy and stuff, I guess you could just plop it out and use it anywhere you wanted to. So whenever you're on the go, you can just take it with you. And we're going to be on the go beginning with this right now. The start of this episode, we're going to be on the go. We're going to check out the secret lots, except for 6M, which we saw last episode, and except for the secret lot that is at Granite Falls. I don't know why the secret lot at Granite Falls is not included here, you know, with this little touchstone thing. I can only assume they just forgot it existed and didn't wire it in. All the other ones are, but that one. So we're going to see 4 secret lots today. We're going to start with Sylvan Glade, which we're dropping into now. Now you're going to see a recurring theme with the next 2 lots. They are a lot like 6M. The lot itself is very small and there's not much to do, such as Sylvan Glade here. You can fish and you can collect frogs, I think it is here at this particular lot. And ironically, you can fish in 2 different spots. You have this great fishing hole here in the back, like a natural looking sort of place to fish by a waterfall. And then for some reason, they put in an additional fishing hole on the lot, on the 10 by 15 lot. And I really have no idea why. Why, except that there is nothing else to do. Why put 2 fishing spots on the same small space? I don't know. But if you decide to, you can delete the fishing hole there and build something. I might someday. It's very small. It's only 10 by 15. So the amount of space you have to work with is just 10 squares by 15 squares. Noticed, Nox came with me initially. This is the only world where the option to bring somebody with you works. From the last video, 6am did not work. It would not work to take 2 people there at once to invite someone with you, or more than 2. It did work here. Toddlers are not included. My guess would be because they're using programming that was written from before toddlers existed. And so rather than spend the resources, which equals money, on programming toddlers into the action, they just left them off as an option, right? It's just easier just to leave them off. They're not included. You can, however, click on the toddler and have them join you at any of the secret lots as I've done here. You can see him standing there next to his parents. The other thing you can probably see is that my fairy, when we travel, arrives without his wings. And it seems to me that he actually just goes into his, hidden form, and you have to bring the wings back. We drop into Forgotten Hollow next. This is the underground mine shaft area in Oasis Springs. You can see here, ignore everything you see, because everything that you see, I added. I came in and added all this. I must have been building something at some point, right? Thinking of turning it into some sort of camping spot. I didn't do very much with it, as you can see. Nor did Maxis do very much with it. In fact, it's the same as the other 2 lots. You can fish here and collect some rocks here. And that's it. That's about it. It also is a 10 by 15 lot, just like Sylvan Glade. So what you see there with the stuff I had placed is pretty much it. That's your space. That's what you have to work with. It's an attractive area. It's a pretty area. Just like Sylvan Glade, it feels like they put a lot of effort into it for it to go to such disuse. And even knowing it's there and even knowing you can do something with it, I don't know. I mean, you can, like I said, you can tell I tried at some point. I thought about it, but I never really got there with it. Of course, it was a long time ago and we had less stuff to work with than we do now. So I might go back. I think also I was trying to make it look kind of rustic, like it was leftover miners stuff, that the miners had left there. So that it would kind of fit the fact that it's this old mining, shaft. Now, the magical realm, I don't even really consider a hidden world. Yes, it is not part of the standard map. And yes, you do have to go through an archway to get there, but it's not difficult to find and it's not difficult to go to and from it. It's also my favorite, though, world in this selection. The lot you can build on is 50 by 40, so it's sizable. I have the Emerald, whatever the name of that building was, the Emerald HQ or something. When you first arrive, I replaced the existing magical HQ with my own build there. I love this world because it feels like kind of 4 distinct areas, like 4 distinct neighborhoods, but you don't have to take a loading screen to get from point to point. You just use those gates. It's another area where I kind of feel like, why didn't they do something like this again? This is the only time this has been really used, and it was a brilliant idea. It's so wonderfully imagined. It's so wonderfully executed. It was a brilliant, brilliant world for Realm of Magic. We really could have used something like this for fairies, for the Enchanted by Nature pack. It would have been great to have something this imaginative and this brilliant done with Everdo. It really would have been. As it is, I like Everdo okay, but yeah, this is a really peak Maxis design. The last place here is the top of like Mount Como Rebbe. I guess this is Mount Como Rebbe. The build you see there is my build. I did it. There was nothing here. Okay. No fishing, no rocks, nothing except snow and a view. It's a 20 by 20 lot. So I did put my own build here. You can stay here about as long as you want, I think. I have kitchen facilities, bedroom facilities, bathing facilities. It is a complete little self-contained, sort of mystical sort of place. It is one of my favorite builds, actually. I really do like the build there, and I really do like that lot. Once we're back home, I decided that I need to kind of work on the quest I took on, the little sort of, I don't know what you call it, fairy quest or whatever down there, the side quest. And you're supposed to go talk to 8 people and ask them what kind of fairies they believe in. I'm going to spare you the tedium of doing that. I'll just say that this first person here that I encountered in the middle of the night in Everdo is a celebrity, a 1-star celebrity. I'm going to tell you something right now. This is where Maxis got it wrong, because these 1-star celebrities have got their head too far in the clouds. Every single person in Hollywood is a 1-star celebrity. The waiter who just poured your seltzer water with a slice of lemon in it, he's a 1-star celebrity. And I'm not kidding. Yeah, he probably played like a red shirt or something in some Star Trek episode, or maybe he was a walk-on guy for one of those 1,000 people at a time sort of challenges on my OnlyFans account. And I'm just joking. I don't really have an OnlyFans account. I really don't. I'm too lazy. I'm too lazy to do that. But you get the point, right? They're all 1-star celebrities, and, they are a lot nicer than this guy is. So the only time I really have had fun so far with this emotional changing stuff as a fairy was I gave him the tense and scared moodlet, and then I sent him walking home in the dark. Yeah, I bet he wished he had a car right about now, right? So I send him home in the dark. Watch out for that little red demon gnome following you home. In fact, actually, let me tell you something. That would have been really cool. As a fairy, if we could have not just brought gnomes to life, but made them follow people around town, right? Scare them, make them wake up in their bed and there's a gnome standing over them. That would have been awesome. That would have been awesome. How was that not put into the game? I would have loved that. As it was, this was okay. He walked off, so I really didn't get to see him cowering in fear anywhere or anything like that, which would have really, that would have been the moment I was looking for, that sort of satisfaction of like, ha, I stuck it to you, didn't I, Mr. Celebrity? Anyway, I get dinner, I get 7 of them done, and I go home. I can't find an 8th person. I do eventually find an 8th person, and I get through that part of it, and like I said, it's boring. So I get home, and I decide today I'm going to work from home as a doctor, because I'm a doctor, and a real doctor. Okay, wasn't janitor first at the hospital and worked my way up. I was a real doctor. I found shit on the ground and mixed it in a bowl and fed it to people. Voila. Which actually is a whole lot more interesting than the doctor career actually really is. You may see us standing here just talking. That's it. Okay, basically you're going to spend 8 hours at your house talking to like a pregnant werewolf, because I think that's what the deal is here, you guys. I don't know how he got pregnant, but I do know how he got pregnant. I do. I've had like biology, but talking to a pregnant werewolf, and that's about it. That's it. That's all you do is talk. And it goes on for so long. When I say 8 hours, I'm not kidding. Like your whole damn day, your whole work day is you talking, just standing there and talking. And it looks boring, and it is boring. And the only thing that breaks that monotony is every so often, it's like, oh, have him do push-ups, which I do have him do push-ups. But what in the world? Why am I having a pregnant werewolf do push-ups? You know, he's just banging that baby's head into the ground over and over and over. You're going to see it coming up here. He gets into my tub, too. See that? He's obsessed for a little while with the dirty, you know, like, I want to call it the kitty litter bowl. It's not. It's the toddler litter bowl. Yeah, the little toddler place where they go do their potty. Apparently, it's filthy. I'm sorry, I'm busy. I'm a doctor. You know, I've got a few more things on my mind than cleaning out the porta potty there or the toddler potty or whatever you want to call it. You know, I've got real problems, which this guy really doesn't have real problems. I'm going to tell you, at the end of the day, he ends up, all he needs is a hug. A hug and a pep talk. Now, I did get $1,500 for it. So that was good. And I'm going to tell everyone right now, this is a real life thing for you. If you ever need a hug and you've got $1,500, I will give you a hug. I will give you such a good hug. And I don't care when it is. I don't care if I'm at work or at home. I don't care if it's the middle of the night. Bang on my door, wake me up, show me $1,500 and you will get a hug. You might get something else too, but you will definitely get a hug for $1,500. See, just like that, nice big old, I was going to say bear hug, but a nice big old wolf hug there for your pregnant ass self, right? And that was the end of that. It was the end of the day. Thank God. Now, after that, I decided I'm going to go finish off this sort of, you know, the one ring to control them all sort of quest. The ring turns out to be a ring of mushrooms, like out in the forest, and I'm supposed to decide what kind of fairy I believe in, and I guess that's why we had 8 conversations, was because each of those people told me about the fairies and I didn't listen. I really didn't care, and I still don't care. Why do I gotta choose one? Why can't I believe in all of them? Can I believe in all fairies? Apparently not. No, you can't. So I go to this ring. I end up choosing like a moss fairy, and I think it was only because they heal people, and I'm a doctor, and I think that was it. I really don't know what they do. I don't know what all the fairies do. I didn't care. I just wanted to get this quest out of the way. So I do it, and it says, you know, I've been successful, so I guess I got paid. I didn't see any money pop into my account, but I guess I got paid. Maybe I need to go check with that little freak that eats those fishes and runs that stall. Maybe I go check with him later. And maybe I'll whoop his ass like I did that chick at the fairy HOA. Maybe I whoop his ass and I get some fairy dust and I get my money. How about that? Anyway, what I got instead was this story, I think, in this book, because it was like, here, you know, you got your reward, open the notebook, and I'm looking and all it is like some piece of some story. And I'm like, so would I have gotten a different story if I chose a different fairy? I mean, is that it? I don't know. And I'm not going to go back and choose every fairy just to find out. I'm not going to choose all of them just to find out. I really, you know, the lore and the story I care about in my game is mine. Okay. That's what The Sims is about. I create my own story, my own lore, and everything I build and everything I do with my Sims has all to do with my background story. I really don't care why these gnomes and fairies and shit are going on. And so I didn't really read it. I don't know. You could pause it and read it and see what it says. I did do the whole screen. I got another chance to up my fairy abilities. There wasn't hardly any options left, so I chose something to do with plants. Now, while we were there anyway, I went ahead and went over to like the book, the book store rabbit hole, which I already don't like. But I wanted to see what happened when I donated a book, and apparently nothing happens. Nothing. I went in and I gave this book, like a toddler book, to them, and I came out, and I don't know. I didn't even notice a moodlet change or anything. Then I had Knox go in to buy a book, thinking, well, hey, I just gave him a book. Is that book going to be on the list? No, spoiler alert. Nope, it's not. Nothing changes. Now, that might have been at least a little bit cool, at least a little bit. If you looked and, oh, hey, there's the book. I just donated. And they want $50 for it. Because that's probably what would happen. You go donate this free book. Does this help the poor? It sure does. It helps me. I'm poor and I own this store. Ha ha. So, but that didn't happen. There was nothing in there. Now, I'm still going to say, they could have just done a bookstore lot. I don't see how hard it would have been to take like a bookshelf, like you can see through that window, and program it so that when you click on it, it brings up that menu to buy stuff. Like you're just buying things off the shelf. How hard could that be? Or to approach a counter with a register on it, click on the register, and it brings up that menu. How hard would that be to create that sort of lot? But they didn't do it. They did a rabbit hole, and I probably will never go back. Probably never. Now, I might not ever go back over here either, because I came and I was just kind of joking around, gave a little flirty sort of introduction to the hot guy here running the stall. And my Knox was not having it, you guys. He was not happy. Now, lucky for me, I'm a fairy and I can affect people's emotions. So I gave him a rose, and then I gave him a flirty moodlet. And then we went over to the closest bush and did a makeup session, and everything went great and was beautiful, except all of a sudden it hit me. Where's my baby? Where's my baby? Because he's not here with them. So what happened to my baby? Well, I zoom in on him, and he's all by himself, of course, walking down the middle of the street all alone. Luckily, Everdew, or whatever this place is called, Spruce Berries, is extremely safe, you guys. It's extremely safe. There's policemen hidden everywhere, because he did not get trafficked like he might here in the United States. Little toddler walking all by themselves down the street. And I took him home, helped him go potty, and put him to bed. Now, the next day was a banner day, and I've been waiting for this because I wanted to give this a second shot. I might give it a third shot, but I definitely wanted to give it a second shot, right? So I made this little tiny house. And I tried to dress it up a little bit with some vines and that pretty sort of molding around it, because I'm going to put Mother Nature in there. I wanted her as a lawn ornament, and it's Maxis's fault, because the first time I called her, she was trapped on the lot, and I thought, oh my God, I love that. I love it. She could just be there all the time. So I did it a second time, and she was trapped. The second time, because the first time I went ahead and let her out because I wanted to be a fairy and I wasn't thinking. And then I thought, oh man, I should have kept her. Why did I do that? So anyway, the second time I got her trapped back there in the landscaping, and she got out, right? So this time I thought, I'll just put her in jail. No, not jail. I'm just going to put her in her own little house here. So I did put her in her own little house. And I put a chair in there. I put a chair in there for her to sit on. And that was it. I just wanted to see how long she would be there. She would not talk to the toddler again, which I don't get. I know they don't do anything for toddlers, but they couldn't even program like, hi, little boy, I'm Mother Nature, or nothing. No, nothing. So she was looking pretty lonely. Again, not my fault. I didn't program her. She could have been able to talk to the toddler. The toddler was lonely too. They could have been friends. So easy. But Maxis doesn't believe in friendship. Not between mothers and their children, I guess. So anyway, I went in instead, and I bought her a plant. I got to think on, I give her a plant. So last time she really had a good time talking to the plants. So I gave her a plant with the new plant bucket, right? The new pot and the new house plants. And I thought I was doing such a good thing, but she was seriously too obsessed with it. She really was, because I wanted her to play the guitar like she did the first time and entertain us and maybe entertain my friends when they came over too. Is that really too much to ask? I went through a lot of trouble to build this thing. I really did. Anyway, she's obsessed with the plant, stands there looking at it the whole time with her back to us, which is completely rude. Very, very rude. I couldn't read her lips. For all I know, she was plotting to get out of there. She might have been talking to that plant, like grow really big roots and then shrink your roots back and I can crawl through the tunnel. Okay, it didn't happen. It didn't happen, but it could have. So I wanted her facing me. So I know what's going on. I want her to face me. Let me see what you're up to. So I moved the plant to the front, right? So she'll turn around and face it that way and I can watch her. And I thought I was really brilliant and I wasn't. She got out. Again, she got out. How did she get out? Why? Why, Maxis? Why? First of all, you play with people, Maxis. You play with people because you set this up to begin with. You had her get trapped in my lot, and that raised my expectations, okay, that I was going to get to have something unique, sort of a niche market type of feature here that was going to set me apart from the other people in my neighborhood. That, hey, look, I've got Mother Nature as a lawn ornament, and she plays the guitar and everything. And instead, now I've got an empty cell. I mean, tiny house on my lot. What am I going to do with that? Oh, you know what I could do with it. That thing, Airbnb. That's what I could do with it. I might do that. I might Airbnb it out. But anyway, I'm still disappointed because I don't want to Airbnb it out. I wanted Mother Nature in there. And I want you to hit like, subscribe, and notify. That's the end of this particular episode. Next time, we're going to give hate a chance. We're going to give hate a chance. We're actually giving hate a chance right now in the United States. It's not going so great. But we're going to see how giving hate a chance in The Sims works. Maybe it'll be better, maybe it won't. We're also going to run that little area right there as a business using the, business. And I'll be back. I do put it to good work here in game. So we're going to do that as well. And so again, please hit like, subscribe, and notify. So you'll see me next time, and I'll see you next. I won't really see you next time because you can't see me. I can't see you. I don't want to lead you on like Maxis did me with Mother Nature, led me right on. I don't want to lead you on. I'm not going to lead you on. I won't actually see you, but you'll see me next time if you hit like, subscribe, and notify. And until then, thanks for watching.